It's another perfect green winter day in Northern California, and I've got a lot to talk about out here in the Crockett Hills. A perfect place to sit and spin and think and talk about everything that's going on right now. I just did the big fire road climb that me and my Uncle Dennis affectionately called Heart Attack Hill. I have not done that in a long time, and I made it up without stopping. That's a victory. Probably not my fastest time, but I remember many times coming out here with my uncle and having to stop and take a break. Whew. Let's get into it. After 6+ years of working on Trail 1, it's time for me to walk away. Man, it's such a tough thing. Been building it for so long with Jeff Cayley from Worldwide Cyclery, Colin O'Kane over in Ireland, our product designer, Liam Woods with Worldwide Cyclery as well. It's been an awesome journey. We actually made real things, and some of those things made in America too, California. And they are gonna keep making awesome things, and I am gonna get my Trail 1 cockpit swapped in here. I know I've been talking about it for the past 3 or 4 videos, but it's on my to-do list. It's gonna be a nice rainy day tomorrow where I'll be able to get my grips and the Crockett handlebars and the Rockville stem, Hell's Gate grips, everything on tomorrow, I promise. My videos are such an ephemeral thing. You put it out and then it's gone. A couple of videos will be remembered forever, but really a lot of the stuff is just so disposable with the videos. So to build something tangible, to build a stem, to build a grip, it's just an amazing thing, a real product. And to be able to donate so much money, thousands and thousands of dollars, to all these different trail organizations all over the world. We did a $4,000 donation recently, maybe about 6 months ago or so, to the East Bay, the Bicycle Trails Council of the East Bay. Easy for me to say. And all the products and all the donations and new products, Trail 1's gonna keep going without me just fine. And I'm sure a couple of you remember last year when I put out that video in the snow at Everstoke. It's do or die for us this year. I talked about my major pullback from Trail 1 back then. That was with a huge stake in the company, dialing it back to a very small stake, and now today just bowing out. Burnout is always a subject that's interesting, and some way, somehow, I haven't gotten burned out on making the YouTube videos because there's a reward. There's a cycle. You put the work in, you get the reward. But it's been so tough with Trail 1 where it's like 6 years and I invested money and I put in a ton of work and it's still just a lottery ticket. Will it work? Maybe wait another 5 years, maybe wait another 10 years. And I just don't see that. The way the world is going, we're gonna have such huge technological upheaval probably in the next 3 years that I just don't see it. I can't really put my full faith, my full heart behind making mountain bike components. I am such a crazy technological optimist that I just see so many crazy, weird problems being solved over the next few years, and so much abundance for everyone that it feels a little futile to work on certain things. The future is so hard to imagine and predict, and right now if you just try to overlay the current status quo with the future, you're like, what are we all gonna have CNC machines in our garages and carbon layout and all that stuff? Probably not, but maybe the Amazon distribution center down the street has all that stuff and you can order it on demand and it comes to your door within an hour. There's so many factors that go into succeeding in business, and one of the biggest ones is being willing to, oh, these are new, being willing to bang your head against the wall for 10 years and just have enough runway, have enough oxygen to ride it out, to actually build great things and catch on with an audience. And man, that whole thing about you're supposed to put your own oxygen mask on first before putting on one for someone else. It's like, I need all the oxygen I can get right now. It's hard to put time and money into something that might become something when I've got time and money into 2 other things that might become something as well. The channel is something, but Everstoke is still in that very budding phase where it could die tomorrow. Whew, yeah. So I kind of had to make the choice between Trail 1 and Everstoke, and I think with the way the world's going, before we go full upload, mind simulation, living in a video game 24/7, we're still gonna wanna go places and experience things and get out into nature and ride our bikes. I think that's a pretty good bridging the gap until the next phase of everything happens. And that's what Everstoke is for you to come out, ride your bike, and be in the real world, sit around the campfire when it's not fire season. Oh yeah, the golden poppies are going. Nice pumping. Into a hard right-hander. No snakes today. This is usually the spot you see them. Such an isolated area. I was really hoping the storytelling and the donations would resonate a lot more than they did with Trail 1. I think we did some awesome stuff with the guys in Kenya. They were able to do like 2 full-time trail builders based on our donations, which is insane. Amazing. That's like a real difference. Whereas with some of the other donations, it's just like, it just kind of goes into a black hole and something happened maybe. And like the coolest one was MTB Pittsburgh, where they built a bridge, and it's like, wow, it's a real thing. I thought I was going to be getting emails from trail organizations and, hey, we need some new shovels. Hey, we need a new wheelbarrow. All right, let me send you $200 so you can buy a new wheelbarrow. And you still can. You can still contact Trail 1 on the contact page and ask for that stuff. Take some photos, give us a tag. It's fantastic. It's just that simple little stuff. That's what we built it for. But convincing people to do that, it's hard. It's hard to give away money. Strangest thing. It was always a treat to see people in the real world that didn't even know who I was with the Trail 1 handlebars or the grips. That is like so cool. But it's hard to survive on vibes alone. It's kind of like going out on a big mountain bike ride with just water and no electrolytes. Before I got my hydration dialed in with the electrolytes, I would do pretty good on a mountain bike ride with just water. But it was the time after the ride, the hours later, where I would get a splitting headache, and I just didn't know what it was. I didn't know what to do. Now, when I feel that headache coming on, I know I haven't had enough sodium, potassium, magnesium, all the fine ingredients in today's fine sponsor, Element. Element is the best electrolyte drink mix in the business. It took me so long to find the right product that kept me fired up through a ride, but didn't make me jittery like all that other stuff with caffeine, that tasted great but didn't have a pound of sugar, and most importantly, didn't mess with my stomach. The Element thesis is out with sugar and in with salt. They believe that most people, especially healthy, active people that get out and sweat a lot, need more salt in their diet, not less, to feel good and perform their best. Use my link, drinkelement.com/BKXC, to put in your first order. I always suggest people go with citrus salt. With that order, you're gonna get a free 8-pack sample pack, and then you can dial in whichever flavor you like the best. If you give Element a try, I really think you're gonna like it, but anything's possible. And they have a best-in-class refund policy. All you gotta do is send them an email, say you didn't like it. You don't have to send the product back. You are taking zero risk on your first taste of Element. Springtime sweating season is upon us. If you don't have your electrolytes dialed in, you're gonna have a bad time. So give Element a try. Head on over to my link, drinklmnt.com. So hopefully I covered Trail 1 pretty good, all off the top of my head. No notes. I'm sure I missed something. And that brings us to the state of the channel. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It's crazy right now. Love it or hate it, the Element sponsorship has been just a fantastic thing over the past year, keeping the channel alive, making sure I can survive another day. It's been fantastic. As the channel views just dwindle and dwindle and everything just shrivels up, still going strong with Element. It's fantastic to actually rep a product that you love, that you use, that I think actually helps people so much. I'd say for the first 5 years or so of the channel, I never did any sponsor stuff. I did like little stuff here and there, kind of, sorta. I let my pride get in the way of setting myself up, setting my family up for a pretty good financial security, just so somebody could say, thanks for not doing ads. I don't know if it was worth the trade-off. YouTube's such a funny place. I'm a mega consumer of YouTube. And if there's an ad that pops up on a video, I hit the like button and then I skip it if it's not something I'm interested in and get on with my business. If it is something I'm interested in, sometimes, every once in a while, it actually hits. Like my Ridge wallet. Oh my God, that was like the coolest little discovery. I'd heard about it forever and I finally ordered one. I've had it for like 10 years or something. Not sponsored. Hit me up, Ridge. But also as a mega YouTube consumer, it's so funny how the algorithm, what pops up, what they want to show you, it does feel like it's always changing and different. I'll watch like hours of these like mind puzzle math type videos. So engaging, so interesting. And then they'll never show another one in my algorithm. If I have to go search it out, something's wrong. I just finally stumbled upon the Storer guys, the parkour. It's so cool. Oh my God, they're doing all these challenges, these impossible things. Totally engaged. Totally something I'd never heard of. Something, man, if that algorithm was serving me that 15 years ago, I'd be making parkour videos, breaking my legs. If you've been watching for the past 9 years, I've always preached that this is just entertainment. It's a fleeting thing. There's ups and downs. Very few TV shows last longer than 9 years. So who am I to think that I could stay popular for that long? I watched Ryan, the Lone Ranger's video about why are the MTB YouTubers disappearing. YouTube is an ultra low bar. Anyone can get on, anyone can talk. It's like stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is the greatest, purest art form because it's just you and a microphone, nothing else. You could perform stand-up comedy to the person sitting next to you or a 100,000 person arena. Mountain bike YouTube has a little bit of a higher bar. You gotta have a bike and you gotta have a GoPro and all that stuff, trails around you. So the competition is never ending. It's always gonna be people wanting to get in, wanting to entertain, wanting to make a life of it. So I can blame the algorithm all day, but if I'm not making videos that actually give you an emotion, make you feel something, then I've totally failed. Whether it's entertainment, laughing, fear, going on the side of a cliff, you know, excitement that, oh, just got this new thing and he's building out a van, he's gonna do a 50-state road trip. All that stuff is just adds to the story and the excitement, and it goes in waves. I was really hoping to do a better job of the storytelling at Everstoke. From the amount of questions I get, I just have not done a great job at all. You know, every year I'll do some kind of like wrap-up video of just what's happened and what's going on, but I still get questions from people like, is it actually open? It's like, yeah, it's been open for 4 years. Everstoke.bike, Everstoke on Trail Forks. Many years ago, my uncle and I took one of the fire road trails that is like a listed trail, but it was just overgrown, twice as bad as this, towards Martinez. Stopped at the bottom. We each had at least 20 ticks on our legs, and luckily none of them got inside us. But holy moly, it's so, hate it. Some little green bugs. That's also why Everstoke's so amazing. No poison oak, because it's above 4,000 feet and it gets so cold there, I guess it kills it. And then we've seen like 2 ticks in the history of Everstoke and being out bushwhacking days and weeks. So pretty amazing. So I'm always looking for that next story, that big overarching thing. Should I just go into professional athlete mode and actually work out? What the heck have I been doing for the past 9 years? Why am I not in like top tier shape? Definitely always looking for new trails to ride. The trip to Nepal coming up very, very soon. I'm sure that is going to be a blast and a half. It's funny, in the comments of the Lone Ranger video about MTB YouTubers, everyone has their theory about, oh, it's too much of this, it's not enough of that. And it's all true at the micro level, but at the macro level, there's something else. There's something else going on. And I think it's really just the decline in mountain biking in general. It's such a niche sport to begin with. We had this supernova happen, and then now it's shrinking back down. That's also the timing with Trail 1. If we would have just been a couple years earlier, we would have hit the timing pretty good. I might have actually got a little paycheck out of it. I don't really know where this is all gonna go. Got no answers, just a lot of questions, but just gonna try my hardest. Keep working hard. Woo! Tough times are the best opportunity to reset and grow and find a different way. I am so grateful and so amazed to still be doing this after 9 years. It's pretty dang amazing that people still find it interesting enough and that we keep doing it, keep chugging along. I will say my favorite thing about fading out is there's just no more weird emails and weird comments and weird people. I've had a couple. I've had a small handful of weird interactions and stuff over the years. Nothing compared to my buddies, other more famous mountain bike YouTubers, but it's just nice that never was meant to be a celebrity. It's just this perfect middle ground. One of the classics, out eating dinner with Seth and Alexander and Seth's wife, and we're all eating pizza, having a good time, and someone comes up to say hi and like, hey, how's it going? That's great. Hey, take a picture, da-da-da. They sat down, like they pulled up a chair at our dinner table. they just kept talking, and it was just the weirdest thing. And I was not afraid to be the bad guy and just be like, all right, yeah, nice talking to you. Yeah, hit the road, get lost. And as polite as I can be. I'm not a very polite person. Take a walk. The poison oak is reaching. It's reaching over. Gotta make sure I wipe down hard. Oh, almost slid off the trail. Don't remember that spot being so fast. And this is where I crashed and fractured my thumb. Probably my worst mountain bike injury before I even started the channel. Woo! Yeah, worst injury ever, basically. Just a little thumb fracture. I've been lucky in a million different ways. Great wife, great life, great family. All of it has been amazing. Not trying to sound like I'm going away forever. I'm not going away. There should be a video out next week. Just depends on the DePaul trip. Still doing my best to respond to all the comments as well. Sometimes the comments get flagged and they get put in a different bucket and I don't see them, and I hate that because I'll see actual really good comments that somehow got, you know, moved over to spam or something. But unless you're an a-hole, I will respond to almost every comment, so get in there. I'm sure I missed something.